beautiful, beautiful people. I think I am live now. Am I? Yes, I think I am. I'm gonna figure out how live stream here on the Aurora Warriors group. I think that's a nice thing to do. And also, I am going to find the questions because I think we already saved them somewhere, but I can't open the document. Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. I just want to tell you all that I have exciting things coming your way, and I want to say that it's sooner than you think now. Because before it's always sooner than you think and later than you hope, but this time it's actually sooner than you think. I've been doing a lot of interesting things lately, and I've been making music every day, and yeah, there are exciting stuff ahead. Very strange stuff, but very exciting stuff. I can't find the questions. They're still trying to load on my computer. But I can maybe... Oh. Well, I don't think my computer is working, but I can try to imagine questions you would ask me if I could see them. I guess you would ask me like, if I have been making music lately, which I have. I've been making music every day, and I am working on my album, and soon done. And it's been so wonderful, and it's been so special to actually be home and to have the chance to really focus on the music and just be creative in silence, if that makes sense, because I'm always on tour and it's always so busy, and it's hard to kind of, because usually I always record albums when I'm on tour, and if I have like 2 days in Norway in between shows, and then I have to just really quickly record something, and then I go out again into the world. So it's nice for me to, it's been so nice for me to have been home for so long, and it's been really special, and I've had a good time. I know I saw someone asking that. I've had a really good time. I am an extreme introvert. I'm quite outgoing sometimes, but I am an introvert, and I quite like the being locked inside, and I quite like being not social. So I guess like a few of you, I am both excited for the world to open again, but also slightly worried, because you don't know how we will handle it, you know, because obviously it's going to be busy again, and the people will be out in the streets, and yeah. The document have loaded, so now I can actually answer the questions. If I say any names wrong, I'm so sorry, and I send my deepest apologies, and you can call the police on me if I say them wrong. Ejenuel Tagun, you are saying, you're asking if I know how to ride a bike. Yes, I do. I'm actually quite a good bike rider. I usually often rent bikes when I travel around, especially when I'm in like New York. I always rent a bike, and I just cycle around like Manhattan and Brooklyn, and I really love that. You feel very independent and free on a bike, and it's kind of nice to imagine the bike being a horse, and I'm like a knight riding. That's really, really nice for me. But I'm extremely good at riding a bike. Yes, the best. Adrian Shirley is asking, do you have a favorite place to eat in New York City? Well, yes, I do actually. There is a Vietnamese place in Manhattan, on Manhattan. I don't remember the street name, but I think it's called Number 4, and they have really good pho. Pho is one of my favorite things to eat ever. It's the best soup, and I feel like all the herbs, and it just feels like medicine, and I can always sing very nice after I've had some pho, because it's moisturizing me from the inside. what advice for warriors who are going through hard times? From Bia Parpan. Well, I would like to say to you all, oh, Bia Parpan, you're here, you're watching. I'm reading your question. I can see you there. Hello. Hello, Bia. Bay, or Bea. It's beautiful either way. You have a really beautiful name. But yes, I have advice. I guess it's important to know or to have the hope deep inside of you that one day it will be a bit better. And as long as you hold on until that day comes and just take day by day or like minute by minute, I think that's very important. Do not think too far ahead when you're feeling bad. Just try to make it through like hour by hour, and then suddenly one day has passed, and suddenly 1 week has passed, or a month and a year. And you know, when time flies, things changes, and you might change after a while, like the sadness you feel inside of you. And also I would recommend all of you to not put too much pressure on yourself, to know that it's perfectly normal to be completely useless some days, and it's perfectly normal to not get out of bed, and it's normal to have all of these emotions. We're all together with, you know, we are all together in it, or like we all have these feelings, and we all struggle with so many things. It's so hard to be human, and it's very important to know that you're not weak. You're just going through hard times right now, and you have to just be kind to yourself. It's hard to give advice because it's so different the way we experience sad times and or sadness and anxiety. And I know it sucks when people say, you know, just wait and one day it will get better, because it doesn't seem like that. But I guess just be kind to yourself, and try to control the few things in your life that you can control and can change, so you don't have too many bad things to deal with at one time, if that makes sense. But I hope you're doing okay, and I'm sending you my love. Why no more potassium? Well, I had already eaten the banana, and I was just sick and tired of it, and I couldn't stand a milligram more potassium in my life than I had already had. So I had to get a bit violent, and I had to throw the banana into the wall as hard as I can. Sometimes you just have to throw something into a wall as hard as you can. It feels very nice. Any magical tips from my Juan? Any magical tips to heal yourself after a mental breakdown? Oh, I guess don't blame yourself for having one. And don't excuse yourself to people. Like, I'm sorry that, you know, that this happened and that happened. It's perfectly normal, and you're strong for just making it through this mental breakdown. And not blame yourself, and not push yourself too hard. Try to give yourself some time and space to heal from it, and to trust yourself again, you know, because it's a heavy thing to go through. I guess that's mostly what I can say. Don't pressure yourself too much, and don't judge yourself too hard. Sometimes even normal tasks in our life are just impossible to go through and do, because when you don't feel happy or stable, it's so hard to do things that are normal to many other humans, if that makes sense. So I guess, you know, just be good to yourself. People out there are so mean to themselves, and it's so heartbreaking. From Ronaldo Daniel Silerico. What animal would you like to reincarnate into? Oh, well, I would definitely like to reincarnate into either something that could fly, like a raven or something. I've always been very connected to ravens because they're just magical. And Odin, the Norse god in Nordic mythology, he had 2 ravens, Unin and Munin, and I think that's very cool. So I would love to be a raven or a polar bear. as long as when I die, polar bear still exists, because we're ruining their homes with global warming. But yeah, I think I would like to be a polar bear or a raven. Those are my favorite animals. Or a whale. Aurora. If you had a magic lamp, what would you wish for? I would wish for more kindness in this world, because this world, it's sometimes it really sucks. But maybe like more. I would wish for a world that takes more care of every individual. I would wish that no one would be allowed to be a billionaire, because that doesn't make any sense. Maybe that's my wish. Or maybe I would wish for that animals didn't taste good to people out there, so we wouldn't have to eat them. Or I would wish for all people to have the ability to fly. It would kind of fix the air traffic, which would help with the global warming if we flew just by ourselves instead. Oh, it's so hard to find one wish, but something that would like just make this world a better place, because it has room for improvement. Alyssa Brewer says, what's your favorite childhood memory? My favorite childhood memory is definitely every memory I have from being out in the forest, from being alone and just smelling it, the grass and the trees, and listening to the wind kind of rustle in the leaves during summer. And I always felt like I could communicate a bit with the wind when I was smaller, and I felt like the wind was a really magical thing, especially the north wind if it was a bit cold. So I guess that's one of my most magical memories, just feeling really magical and feeling really in tune and in contact with like the earth and the nature around me. I still do a lot now, even though I'm a grown-up lady. But I did feel it so much when I was younger, and I spent a lot of time just walking around, thinking about it, my connection with this world and earth. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, this was a really bad and short live stream. I will be a bit more prepared lately, but somehow my computer didn't want to find all the questions. But I can answer one more and then I have to go, because I have something else to do afterwards. But I'll try to do this a bit more often. Thank you so much for joining me, by the way, and thank you for your questions. I'm going to answer one more. Name 3 movies from William, TV show, anime you have watched this year and really loved. I have watched Violetta Ever... Oh, what was it called? It was an anime series, Violetta Evergreen. It's like a girl with like mechanical hands, and she just wants to learn how to write about emotions and write like poetry. It's really beautiful. So maybe that anime show. And I also saw The Witcher, and I really love that. I love the game The Witcher. I used to play it a lot, and I love the TV show also, because it's everything that has to do with magic I love. So, and dragons, and so The Witcher, I really love that. I can't come up with anything else. I haven't seen so much. Raya and the Last Dragon, the newest Disney movie. I just watched it and I really loved it. It was really touching. Okay, this was nice. I'm gonna go. And thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for your questions, and I will answer more of them next time I do a live stream. Have a good life, drink some water, listen to some music, or maybe take a walk in the park. Or call your grandmother or grandfather or your parents and just tell them that you're okay if you haven't talked to them for a while. It's important to stay in touch. Okay, now I really have to go. Well, I love you, and I'm gonna go and have a great time in your life.